So hi guys, we have all gotten a new wristwatch and bragged about it to our friends. But how does it look now? Well, I'm sure it is not so shiny anymore. What has changed? Well, the watch has corroded. Corrosion is the spontaneous conversion of a refined metal to its more stable form, such as its oxides and sulfides. It will interest you to note that this process is often an electrochemical process that involves the oxidation of the metal and the reduction of oxygen. The corrosion of iron is called rusting, and it is probably the most common form of corrosion because iron is a common metal found all around us. This rusting process is a good example of an electrochemical process. The iron nail acts as the anode, and the dissolved oxygen in the atmosphere acts as the cathode. Basically, what happens here is that the iron nail loses 2 electrons and is oxidized to iron 2 ion. This oxidation of the nail causes it to reduce in size. At the same time, oxygen present in the atmosphere dissolves in the atmospheric moisture and is reduced. It accepts the electrons released by the iron nail to form hydroxyl ions. These hydroxyl ions then combine with the iron 2 ions released from the iron metal to form iron 2 hydroxide, which settles on the surface of the nail. In the presence of more dissolved oxygen, the iron 2 hydroxide on the surface is oxidized to produce brown iron 3 oxide, otherwise known as rust, which settles and increases the size of the nail. This is why nails and other forms of iron used in buildings and furniture left in open areas tend to rust more readily than nails left in enclosed spaces where oxygen and water supply is limited. To confirm that iron needs oxygen to rust, you can try to put an iron nail in 2 beakers containing water. To one of the beakers, pour any form of oil, which will form a protective film that basically reduces the amount of atmospheric oxygen entering the beaker. After about 1 week, on examination of both nails, you will observe that the nail placed in the beaker with a protective oil coating will still be as good as new, while the nail in the other beaker will be corroded with rust. This explains that rusting is a corrosion process that requires oxygen for the oxidation of iron. Also, note that many other metals can corrode. Reactive metals like aluminium, copper, sodium, and even magnesium will corrode in the presence of oxygen and moisture to form their oxides and hydroxides. In summary, corrosion is the spontaneous conversion of a refined metal to its more stable form, such as oxides and sulfides. Also, the rusting of iron is an electrochemical process, with iron acting as the anode and oxygen dissolved in water acting as the cathode. In another lesson, we will look at the measures we can take to prevent rusting. Bye.